Oh, hi there. And welcome back to Route 5. Today I'll be going over the rest of Route 5. Who is bothering me? Oh, yeah. That X-Transceiver you picked up in Nimbasa, I'm not sure if I mentioned this already, but the person will keep calling you randomly and periodically and bothering you. Very similar to Heart Gold Soul Silver's phone system. Always getting called at the most inconvenient of times. Anyways, over down here you can pick up a Hyper Potion, and we're going to be taking care of the rest of this route, kind of the center portion on the pavement. Now, if we head up here, first thing of interest is this little trailer here, and inside is a humble maid, and she wants to make her master the greatest of foods, and she'll ask for ingredients from you in your bag, and you can sell her a lot of food type items, but the main and most important of food type items to give her is the one and only Castelia Cone, because even though it only costs you $100 to buy one of these things, you can sell it for $2,000 a piece. So that means in one day you should be able to make about a profit of $22,800 if you had the patience to go all the way back. Well, I mean, we have Fly now, so you can just fly back, pick up some cones, and sell them. So, as if you didn't have access to enough money already, now you can get even more. Yay! And then there's plenty of more battles to be fought on this route. Battling is so much more difficult than baking. As someone who can't cook for the life of me, I disagree. But that's just me. Making toast is a chore. And not everyone on this route does battle, but most of the people do. For instance, this guy. It's my turn, turn around, your turn, turn. So much turning. Guys, I am so smart. I used a Psychic type move against a Dark type. Brilliant! Sometimes I do the dumbest things ever. Oh well. After fighting him, he'll give you an electric guitar if you care about that kind of stuff. It's a prop for the musical theater. And one last normal, well, I guess it's a double battle actually, down in the bottom left. Now you probably noticed this huge crowd of people gathering here. Well, that's because they are all gathering because of this biker dude, Charles. Charles McCharles. I don't even know why I'm saying it that way. Anyways, Charles, depending on if you're playing black or white, is going to introduce you to a new type of battle. It'll either be rotation battles in Black 2. I'm 90% positive it's a triple battle in White 2. And then you'll actually fight him again in the next city, and he'll fight you with the opposite type of battle. So these battles are a little bit different. It's a different way of battling. So I'll explain rotation battles now, and I'll explain triple battles in Driftville. Basically, the way a rotation battle works is each side sends out 3 Pokemon. Now, you don't actually fight with all 3 Pokemon, you only fight with 1 Pokemon at a time. The difference is you can switch freely between these Pokemon without wasting a turn of battle. So it's kind of an interesting type of battle because you never know if the enemy is going to rotate as well. You kind of have to predict their movements and kind of guess what they're going to do. It's basically a big guessing game. I'm not too fond of rotation battles. I like triple battles. I don't care so much for rotation battles because I think rotation battles are too luck-oriented. But it is an interesting take on triple battles in general. So for instance here, I'm going to rotate to Trapinch because I'm going to hope that he doesn't switch. And he didn't switch because it's a rock type, so I'll be super effective against it. Generally speaking, I feel like they really didn't do enough with triple battles in this game. Like 3rd and 4th gen, it was just like so many double battles in those generations. And I really like double battles. And then in 5th gen, they're like, double battles, what are those? We're not gonna use double battles. Like, there's very few double battles in this game. And it's always in a obvious pair. Like, in 3rd and 4th gen, if there was 2 trainers, they'd just team up on you and battle you. It was a lot different. And then 5th gen introduced the triple battles, and I thought they'd do a lot with it, and they really didn't. They're just kind of here. And I thought maybe, well, when they remade the game, they would do a lot more of the battles, but there still really isn't quite as many battles as I thought there would be. It's just a different take on battling, and there are actually certain moves that are better for triple battles and double battles. Like having a light screen in one of these rotation battles is incredibly useful, because then it applies to your whole team of 3. But, never ever train your Pokemon in-game, like going through the game, with moves for the sole purpose of double battles or triple battles, because there just isn't enough of them. There isn't enough double or triple battles to make it worth it. Now, if you're kind of one of those people into competitive battling and you want to train a team specifically for double battles or triple battles, it is good to keep in mind moves that do benefit your party like that. That's a useless move. I don't even know why I'd want to teach myself that. Forget it. No. Forget. Keep old moves. Give up. Thank you. Shocker, I actually sat through a full battle without speeding it up. Anyways, that's it for Charles. He's gonna run off on his bike. He's the Heartbreaker. I don't really get it, but off into the wind and sunset he goes. You were great. 3 Pokemon. Love. Love? Did that girl just shout love at her boyfriend? Do you have any idea how stupid that's? I can just see it now. I'm walking down the streets and I see some girl shout love at her boyfriend. Love! Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That just sounds like the most stupidest thing ever to say to your significant other. Love. So romantic. You get the Funfest mission immediately upon entering the drawbridge. Now, I am going to cover this because it's very short and there isn't anything of interest here, aside from a few spots. And these little spots that appear will either be a feather, And feathers, I mentioned them on Route 4. They give a very slight stat boost to one of your stats. Or it will be a wild Pokemon, and that wild Pokemon is Ducklet. And Ducklet evolves into Swanna. It's a water flying type, which is a pretty interesting typing. It only has 2 weaknesses. And Swanna is unfortunately a mediocre Pokemon with mediocre stats, mediocre moves, and mediocre abilities. But, on the bright side, it is, in my personal opinion, one of the coolest looking new 5th gen Pokemon. When I saw it, I really liked the concept. I'm like, that's a water Pokemon that is a good concept. I'm glad they made it. Unfortunately, it's not that strong, but it's still a decent Pokemon. I'm actually using it on my alternate copy of the game because I've always wanted to try it out. And that pretty much sums up this drawbridge. So next time I will catch you in Driftville City. Thank you, and good night.